Let's move on to Manchester United, who lost again against Brentford, right? But they won 3-0 in the Europa League semi-final against Athletic Bilbao.
Man, you're crazy, you know.
You lot are just rinsing me, man. Honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, like, you know, the group chat tried to draw me and Robin up, but I was like, I don't know what you guys want me to say.
I can't lie, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because as much as what you guys say about Man United, and you know, you're at this point of like, look, they're whack, blah blah blah, boring, right? The truth of the matter though is that to concede, like we're in May now, isn't it? Yeah, we're like, okay, cool. That when is there gonna be any give? When are we gonna actually sit there and have a conversation and say, do you know what? No, guys, we have to arrest this now. Like, when do we actually turn around and you know, even call it like your manager's a fraud in the Premier League? Clearly, right? How he's still in a job at this moment in time is beyond me, and it can't be on a Tottenham vibe where we're just hoping on the Europa League. That's why he's in the job, because even without Amorim, United could win the Europa League without him. Really and truly.
Yeah, but I think the point that me and Robin are saying is that, well, I remember we've had conversations where we're saying the manager's not going to change. He's not. He's on the Arteta thing. This is the formation I play, and I'm going to play forever. And the issue is they won't sack him because Ratcliffe said to Gary Neville, he wants him to be the manager when the new stadium is open.
Which is when?
Which is 2030.
5 years. 5 years.
He won't be the manager.
So essentially, I think that Ineos are thinking that because they didn't let Ten Hag, they didn't sack him when it was supposed to. I believe that a lot of the decision making is like emotional plus financial, where it's like, if we sack this guy, we have to go and recruit another manager, and then all these three at the back centre backs, these wing backs that are not wing backs, are gonna be, essentially useless. Which to me is why I said in the beginning, I said if Amorim goes, Ineos have to go. I said this to you guys 2024.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. What conversation is there to be had?
That this is pathetic.
We have 2 more losses than we had under Ten Hag last season.
Mm-hmm. But but it's the fact that I get it. Like every week, when was the last time United won a game? Like every week is something.
We don't have 2 wins in a row in the Prem,
which scandalous behavior.
But I told you guys in September when Tottenham beat us 3-0, end the season. I wasn't playing.
Did you envision
1-1?
But did you envision 15th place with 16 defeats?
We lost 14 games last season.
But you finished where? Was it?
No.
Where did you finish last year?
No. We lost. I think I said we'd lost 9 games. Was it in December or January? And I said it here, and I said it in at work. We will lose 9 more.
He did.
You guys thought I was playing? No, because we've only seen Luke Shaw come back now, and Luke Shaw's back.
By the way, what's he doing in a United shirt?
Luke Shaw's doing it.
Because I saw that and I just said no. I said no, he can't still be here.
No, listen, United ain't this bad, but like I said before, the manager is not changing.
But the players, what's going on with them? Why is it? Everybody changing?
Again, injuries or no injuries, we have played different 11s for most of the season, depending on availability. You know what the biggest crime is? I'll probably say the biggest crime is that Marcus Rashford is at Villa. That's the biggest crime because we've had to rely since January or whenever it is he dropped Rashford. We've had to rely on simply Garnacho and Højlund, and we don't need to rehash what we think about Højlund or Garnacho, who's actually been been stepping.
He's actually been decent. He's actually been decent.
He's had a good 5 games, I want to say. Do you know what I mean? And for me, I'm like, listen, I think I know where Robin is, but I can only speak for me. I don't know what people want us to say.
We want you to be furious. We want some headlines.
No, but we've been furious.
Came from the Netherlands and told me in a minute 30 what my manager was on. That's when I was furious. What, fury? You want me to be angry again for what?
Because it's getting worse, though. That's the thing. This is getting worse.
We lost. Okay. We, Newton Heath FC, aka Manchester United Football Club, lost 14 games last season.
Yeah.
What did Bain say? Now is not the time for fear. Now is not the time for fear. That comes later. I knew this was coming. Rasmus Højlund was wrestling at the Emirates. I said, God of heaven, who have we signed? And he had his little purple patch, January, I believe it was December, January last year. And I thought, No, Endo, like, furious? What do you want me to say? We have, listen, like, guys, the goalkeeper that we signed is one of the worst players we've ever signed. What?
And yet he was one of Inter's best in the last season he was there.
Yeah, and ultimately people will put it down to a better coach. I've said from 2023, or whenever it's City want to treble, I want Simone Inzaghi.
Question: should Amorim be in the job? Real talk.
Again.
No, because I heard what you said about Ineos and all that kind of thing.
We've asked this question for the last.
In your opinion, do you think he should be now?
He's done enough to be sacked. We've said this many.
But so you're sacking him now,
Pete. I'm driving up to Manchester, and I'm bringing him down to Wilsden because there's a big Portuguese community here. Then we're going to Gatwick. I'll go chill with his aunt for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what man think we watch every week. I watch Man United every week. So people who tell me that Amorim should stay, I have evidence against. This guy played Kobe Mainoo false 9 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Him out.
I remember that.
But I'm saying if you get him out, Ineos also have to go.
Yeah, I mean Ineos should have arrived.
Yeah, and the point is if they go, we go back to minus square one.
Yeah.
That is the issue here. Because like you'd be near the top 6. Big cap.
That's a lie.
That's a big lie.
Endo says, Ernest, I genuinely believe that with Ten Hag, you'd be near the top 6. Ten Hag was dead, but he knew how to get results. Best win ratio percentage since Fergie.
Oh, for 2 seasons, your win ratio is better than a guy who was there for 27 years.
But to be fair, you haven't had guys like, have you had guys on, as long as 2 seasons?
The longest we had is Oli and Jose.
So yeah, they left about 3.5 years.
2 years, 3 months.
So it's still fair data, to be fair, because you've had about 3 or 4 managers that have had that amount of time, and if they've had less, so they would have a higher ratio.
Okay. So let me just end this here. Erik ten Hag finished 3rd and 8th in consecutive seasons. Get him out.
Yeah, facts.
He spent and he spent more money than Oli and Jose. So no, we're not. There is. I will allow for no Ten Hag revisionism.
No, of course not. No, of course not.
We are not doing remontadas about Erik ten Hag. Is he better than Amorim in a United shirt? No question.
Yeah, because I think that's what it is. Is that Ten Hag was sacked for less, even though he was sacked after a very long time when he should have been. But start of the week says Endo, Man United have failed to win their last 6 Premier League games for the first time since December 2015. Jeez,
2015 was Van Gaal.
Was that
Van Gaal?
They hadn't won 6.
Yeah,
wow, that's weird.
No, we haven't won 2 games in a row.
Yeah, that's a joke.
I told you. But I said this, that United are literally given the season was written off, and they said he will start next season, and whatever happens will happen. And I said this already. Now, what we're doing in the Europa League is something that we thought, because remember, Ernest said himself, he said after Real Sociedad, he said he doesn't know if we actually make it to the semis. But guess what? We're here. So it is a something nice to win and all that stuff, and it can actually potentially help in the transfer window because we know, and we talked about it, that players aren't loyal. People will come over for Champions League football here, there, and whatever. So that's my only positive to that. But when we said it's a write-off of the season, or we were going to forget the season, no, it's been a terrible season. It's been a very terrible season.
I'm writing off the season, and I believe I have every right to. Because guess what, guys? I watch Manchester United more than everyone. If it's not Robin, it's me. So I see my team every week. I am in no way condoning the haram I've had to witness for 3 years. Manchester United went from losing 9 games in the season, he finished 3rd. And what did I tell you guys? Chelsea and Liverpool ain't serious. That's why we're here. Last year, we finished 8th. How many losses, guys? 14. Did you not think we would lose more games? Guys, let's not be naive. Let's not be naive. Manchester United were a train wreck waiting to happen. And like Salah's having the season that Rashford had in Ten Hag's first season.
The thing is, because you saw 14 defeats, I didn't think that would be a regular because it was such a scary one-off. That's never really happened in United's history. 14 defeats is not common.
Who's our best centre back? Who's our best centre back? Oh, there we go. There we go.
I don't know.
That's it there.
I don't know.
Who's our best fullback?
Jesus.
Okay. Who's our best central midfielder?
Bruno Fernandes.
Okay. Who's our best striker?
It's Bruno Fernandes. Again.
You've only got one. So what's his name? Rasmus Højlund.
So you named 2 people in our spine.
Yeah.
You named 2 in our spine. Remember, I didn't ask who you take. I just asked you to name the best.
Yeah. I just didn't expect there to be 14 plus defeats in a season, personally.
But if you can't name what our best in each position is,
but it's like, but it's the same. But it's like any other club. For example, like Wolves ain't having that many defeats in the season, are they? Nor are
I don't know how many Wolves have had.
I've pulled Wolves out of nowhere. But like, let's say, I don't know. Brentford, for example. I don't think Do Brentford have a better side than Man United?
1,000,000%.
You'd say so, yeah?
1,000,000%. And if they don't, their 2 strikers make up for like 6 players in our team.
Right.
So I'm saying, if you're a Man United fan, you've seen the deterioration in signing and recruitment in quality since the Ollie's 3rd year. You've seen it. You've seen that they were willing to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. You've seen it. You've seen where the priorities are.